Have you ever felt stuck? Like you've learned all there is to know about something, but you're just not making any more progress. Well, today we're going to explore a really simple but profound idea that can unlock whole new levels of growth. It's the concept of emptying your cup. In martial arts, we're taught to look up to the expert, that seasoned black belt who just seems to have all the answers. But what if our biggest strength isn't what we already know, but what we're willing to find out? What if the real power isn't in expertise at all, but in that boundless curiosity of a beginner?
And that brings us to this powerful Japanese concept, Shoshin. It translates to beginner's mind. It's really the art of seeing the world with fresh eyes, approaching every single situation with the openness and eagerness of someone seeing it for the very first time, totally free from the weight of preconceptions.
Now, to really get a handle on the power of Shoshin, it helps to understand its opposite, the expert's mind. And there's this incredible quote from Zen master Shunryu Suzuki that just illustrates this tension perfectly. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the expert's, there are few. Just let that sink in for a second. A beginner sees this whole world of options, but as we become experts, our vision can actually get narrower. We get so confident in the right way that we completely stop seeing all the other ways. Our possibilities, they shrink. So how do we fight that? How do we keep that open, expansive mindset? Well, it all starts with a simple but really powerful metaphor that's been shared for centuries, the teacup. So take a moment, just do a quick mental check-in. I want you to picture your mind, all your knowledge, all your experiences and opinions as a teacup. Now, when you're faced with a new idea or maybe a difficult conversation, is that cup already filled to the brim? Or have you left a little space to receive something new? And the difference is it's night and day. See, the full cup, that's the expert's mind. It's overflowing with ego, old habits, and the certainty that we already know the answer. There's literally no room for anything new to get in. But the empty cup, that's the beginner's mind. It's open, it's curious, and it's ready to receive. That empty space, that's where all the growth happens. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? It's a beautiful idea. But what does it actually look like in practice? Let's step onto the mat, into the dojo, where these lessons are learned not just in the mind, but through the body. In a place that's built on repetition and muscle memory, the expert's mind can ironically become a trap. You start moving on autopilot, expecting your partner to react in a predictable way. You assume your technique is going to work just like it did the 1,000 times before. And you stop seeing what's actually happening right in front of you. Oh man, I learned this lesson the hard way. There was this one throwing technique I had practiced thousands of times. I was so confident, I thought I had completely mastered it. My cup on that one subject was totally full. And then one day, a brand new student, someone with zero ingrained habits, reacted in a way I never expected. And just like that, they exposed this fundamental flaw in my perfect technique, a flaw my expert mind had been completely blind to for years. My first instinct, the expert's instinct, was to get defensive, to just dismiss it. But I chose another path. See, the beginner's mind doesn't get defensive. It gets curious. By choosing to be open, I was able to learn. That is Shoshin in action. It's not about knowing nothing. It's about being willing to learn anything. If these ideas are hitting home for you, we explore them in a lot more depth over at theotherway.biz. But for now, let's take this concept off the mat. Because the true power of Shoshin, of course, isn't just for the dojo. It's for our work, our relationships, our everyday lives. Just think about your own life. How often do you walk into a meeting at work, or a tough conversation with a loved one, or even a new project, with your mind already made up? We show up with a cup so full of our own opinions that we can't truly hear what other people are saying or see a different path forward. But when we intentionally, consciously, empty our cup, everything changes. We start to listen without just planning our response. We see problems without the baggage of, well, this is how it's always been done. We connect with people more authentically because we're genuinely curious about them. And suddenly, every single experience becomes a chance to learn something new. It all comes down to this really simple but profound truth. The moment we believe we have nothing left to learn, that is the exact moment we stop growing. Real mastery isn't about having all the answers. It's about being a lifelong student. So, I'll leave you with a challenge. The next time you face something new, or even something you think you know perfectly, just ask yourself, is my cup empty? Am I ready to receive? The answer to that question, it could change everything. Thank you for exploring this idea with me. If you're ready to continue your journey with a beginner's mind, be sure to visit us at theotherway.biz. Stay curious.